And one of them would say, I knew people were getting better when they started to giggle and laugh. I always thought that was strange. Then another one was a kind of a Freudian analyst. And those guys have a double door in their office. I would say, we'd have group meetings there. That's when I was a probation officer. And why do you have a double door? He said, because sometimes the people waiting in the hallway or in the waiting room would hear this raucous laughter, and they would say, what the hell is going on there? What was going on was healing. Everybody, yay for the healing.
Let's have healing.
Good morning, Scott.
Could I get rights to share a screen?
Of course.
Carmine, good to see you back. Glad you're okay.
Back from where? I haven't got any place.
Back from the courtroom.
Oh, that was interesting.
Oh, yeah. Are you in the streets?
Not yet.
Okay. Do you need any extra cardboard or like a Sharpie or anything?
Everyone has the rights to share screen now.
Guys, is Paolo coming
And
today? Because he
also-
was going to go to Italy, I think.
Oh, he's here.
He's here with the presidential attire.
And
Oh,
also
okay.
it is 7 a.m., which means it is time to start our Earlybird Toastmasters meeting. I am Randolph Bastine, your Sergeant at Arms. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a positive and learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, which result in greater self-confidence and personal growth. The mission, as we continue to meet by Zoom, we ask that you practice good Zoom etiquette by keeping yourself muted unless you're an active speaker. We encourage you to use the chat feature to encourage a speaker, to send a speaker or a private message to everyone or a private message to a speaker. And now it is my honor to introduce to you all our presiding officer and president, Paolo Barone.
Thank you. Good morning, my fellow early birds Toastmasters, and yes, welcome back to the peak of the week, Thursday morning, where we learn how to communicate and we have a lot of fun doing it. All right. Let's see. We have an amazing program lined up for you today with amazing speakers, amazing evaluators. It's going to be one other amazing meeting. Let's start with the invocator, which today is our Sergeant at Arms. Toastmaster Randolph Bastine, are you ready to get on stage? I see two. I was getting confused. I see two Randolphs. All right. Okay. Yes, you are on video. Take it away.
Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Today will be a few quotes of inspiration. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be a friend. Quote from a book called The Happiest Man on Earth. Man's nature are all alike. It is their habits that separate them. A quote from Confucius. Stop worrying about what can go wrong and get excited about what can go right. A quote from A. Sammy. In the last quote, see yourself in your creator, see your creator in yourself, and see yourself in everyone. Love your creator, love yourself, and the inevitable will be to love everyone else. An anonymous, a quote that's anonymous. And now it's time for, if everyone could put their right hand on their heart and pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, for justice, and for all. Thank you. Back to you, Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. A lot of great quotes. Thank you. And let's hear now from Toastmaster May, Scott May, the joke master of the day. Take it away, Toastmaster May.
Good morning. So I just read an article on the dangers of drinking. Scared the crap out of me. That's it. After today, no more reading. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster May. And let's hear now from the grammarian. We need to know the word of the day so that we can use it during our speeches and self-introduction. Grammarian of the day, please raise your hand. Let me see you. Okay, Toastmaster May, please.
Boondoggle.
Welcome back on the stage.
Thank you. The word of the day is boondoggle, which is can be used both as a noun and a verb. So as a noun, a work or activity that is wasteful or pointless, but gives the appearance of having value. And to see it being used, critics say the dam is a complete boondoggle, over budget, behind schedule, and unnecessary. Or as a verb, with the definition of waste money or time or on unnecessary or questionable projects. Used in a sentence, the only guarantees are higher taxes and bureaucratic boondoggling. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster May. That's an interesting word. Never heard of it. Good to have in a toolbox. Since you are already on the virtual stage, Scott May, Toastmaster May, go ahead and introduce yourself before you leave the stage.
Do self-introduction?
Yes, please.
Okay. Mr. Presiding Officer, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, hello and good morning. I'm Scott May. I'm glad to be here. And at times, I feel like pretty much my entire life is a boondoggle. I mean, when you come to think about it, you know, they say don't sweat the small stuff and it's all small stuff. Well, you know, at the end of this life, you know, what was the point? But anyway, I'm happy to be here with you all this morning, and thank you for being on this boondoggle with me, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster May. Let's hear now from TTM Berkeley.
Oh, good morning. Good morning. You bring back fine memories. Many years ago, I worked at Lockheed California Company, one of the biggest government contractors. And there I learned the word boondoggle and all of its subtleties and all of this. Yes, that is an amazing world of government contracting. We celebrate New Year's Eve on October 1st. Yeah, that's New Year's Day, October 1st with the government contracting. We know about physical burns when, hey, you gotta get rid of that budget. You won't have any next year. Go spend something. Boondoggles. I'm getting nostalgic. Distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley.
Thank you, TTM Berkeley. Let's hear now from Sergeant Arms, Toastmaster Bastine.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, everyone, and all invited and most welcome guests. I am Randolph Bastine, your Sergeant at Arms, Motivational Strategies 2, coming from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And boondoggle, it's a great word. And I think it's sometimes because of, you know, people in the life, I think it's sometimes very necessary we have to put on an unnecessary show just to appease, you know, the lookers and the naysayers. So boondoggle. Thank you for that, Scott May. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. And let's hear now from Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire. Please take it away.
Good morning, my fellow Toastmasters, our most welcome guests. I'm Pam Scrimshire from Windermere, Florida, near Orlando. Boondoggle. Well, I suspect some of this is in the eye of the beholder, but we seem to have a government theme that most of that work is boondoggle. On the other hand, one man's trash is another man's treasure. So maybe boondoggle is, what do you think? Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you, Toastmaster Scrimshire. Toastmaster Mary Rock, buongiorno. Take it away.
Buongiorno, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. My name is Marie Rock. I am Strategic Relationships 2 and Visionary Communicators 5. I have come back from a week at Disney where I have seen thousands of people boondoggle their money on mouse ears that I kind of wonder if they'll ever wear again. Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. Toastmaster Richmond, what's going on in Pennsylvania?
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest Val. Good to see you again. I am Alita Richmond coming to you from Southwest Pennsylvania, where we are slowly moving into warmer weather. The whole weather cycle is sometimes nothing but a boondoggle, but I agree that the only guarantees are higher taxes and bureaucratic boondoggling. So happy to be here this morning. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Richmond. Toastmaster Jose Ferreira, is the weather in Spain still raining?
It's good morning, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and I'm happy to report the weather today started rainy. It's sunny now. It's a boondoggle kind of thing, or Bojingles. I'm not sure which of the two. But anyway, back to you, Mr. President. I'll report some more later.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ferreira. Toastmaster Carmine Tuzzo, the stage is yours. Take it away.
Good morning, my spiritual brothers and sisters. Has anybody told you good morning before this meeting? Because nobody has told me before this meeting. And I always wonder, when I get out of bed, does God say, good morning, Carmine, glad you're here? Or do I have to say it first? And sometimes I wait for an answer and then I don't hear an answer. That's because I'm still in boondoggle land. Get out of boondoggle land and live in reality. As we have a budding young Buddhist-oriented person, Scott May, who's starting to practice wakeful meditation, will tell us more about on his journey. Namaste to you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Carmine. Now let's hear from my gondola evaluator, Toastmaster Tom Queen.
Mr. Presidente, I love you so much. You bring the energy that we need to focus, and it's not a boondoggle with you. It's not a deception with you. It's a reality, and it's sincere, and it's honest, which is all opposite of a boondoggle. My name's Tom Quinn here in Fort Lauderdale, enjoying the weather, enjoying seeing each of you this morning. And good morning to all of you. Buenos dias, Mr. President.
Buenos dias, Toastmaster Queen. Thank you. Let's hear now from Toastmaster Anna Ilsen, a beautiful lady on a beautiful beach. I say it right now.
Good morning, Mr. President. I like to think it's Scotland. My name is Anna Ilsen, Innovative Planner 3, Engaging Humor Level 3. Boondoggle. I see a lot of people engaging in boondoggle, except it doesn't even appear important, and I'm one of them, I have to confess. Mr. President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ilsen. I see also the Toastmaster Becky Jo is online. Becky Jo, are you with us? Please introduce yourself.
Good morning, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Toastmaster Becky Jo Bean, and I'm still sick, but I'm here.
Thank you. Sorry to hear that. Please get well soon. And let's hear now from our distinguished returning guest, Belle. Welcome back.
Good morning, Mr. President. Boondoggle. As I made my bed this morning and wanted to perfectly arrange the pillows, I realized getting the pillows right on the bed is boondoggle.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you. And yes, my name is Paolo Barone, the presiding officer of this amazing Toastmasters Club, the miracle of Zoom, coming to you from Italy, from my hometown. I couldn't miss the meeting because how am I gonna resist for an extra week without an early birds Toastmaster meeting? I need my weekly dose Toastmasters meeting. So here I am. Zoom is great, it's amazing. We have Toastmaster Ferrer from Spain, Toastmaster Richmond from Pennsylvania, Toastmaster Scrimshire all the way from Orlando. It's amazing, it's amazing. That's really is an amazing formula, an amazing platform, an amazing concept. We're really an international Toastmasters club. Okay, let's get this party going. Let's see, who is the conductor of the train today? Yes. Buongiorno, I see Toastmaster Rock waving. I was going to say another name because that's what I saw on the agenda. But yes, I'm glad you stopped me on time because today, yes, the Toastmaster of the day. She's my daughter. What's your name? Sara, say ciao, ciao, buongiorno.
Ciao.
The Toastmaster of the day is none other than Toastmaster Marie Roque.
Thank you, Mr. President, and your beautiful assistant. It is so nice to have you here with so much gusto and starting our day with great enthusiasm. Toastmasters is the same all over the world, whether we're in Italy or Spain or Pennsylvania or the Mideast. It has three parts. The first part is table topics, where we practice our impromptu speaking or speaking on our feet, which is what we do most of the day. The second part, we have Toastmasters who have prepared speeches, and I see they are both tied into Pathways projects, which help us which guide us to a better speaking skills and leadership skills. And the third part is evaluations, which we all can learn from because we hear how the speakers have spoke eloquently and well, and how they can improve. And we can all take these suggestions to heart. Now, we couldn't do this by ourselves. We have helpers with this meeting, and it looks like Toastmaster Scott May has stepped up for several roles today. Toastmaster May, would you like to tell us about what you'll be doing today?
Yes, Madam Toastmaster. Thank you. So one role is grammarian. So as grammarian, I will do my best to pay close attention to everybody speaking, listening carefully for language usage, and take note of times that we're maybe off a bit, as well as take note when it is truly outstanding language. And at the end of the meeting, I'll share examples, only naming the speakers of the outstanding parts. And this best grammar trophy, which you can look at, but I'm going to keep, sorry, is an Icelandic lava rock. There you are, but it will be awarded as for somebody later today. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster May. And our timer today is distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley. We will be hearing from him later. He is in the upper left-hand side of your screen. So keep an eye on Toastmaster Barkley. Now, to start us off on our table topics, we have the ever effervescent and fascinating Toastmaster Anna Eelson.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Excuse me. Okay. The purpose of table topics is to provide opportunities for members not speaking on the program to participate and to practice and demonstrate impromptu speaking. Mr. Timer, could you please give us the timing requirements for table topics?
Table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. Make it to the green are the rules. Yes, that's what you want to do. Let's go find my colors. Where'd they go? There they are. At 1 minute, you will get the green. A minute and a half, you will get the yellow. And at 2 minutes, the red. After 2.5, I'll start flashing, complaining, doing something. But yes, on we go.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. The topic for today is Easter. And if you think our tradition of having an Easter rabbit who lays chocolate eggs is odd, wait till you hear what some of the other countries do. Okay, let's go with the first one. Let's see. We'll start with the US, where we have the tradition of Peeps, those little chick-shaped marshmallows that we consume 1.5 billion of them over Easter. Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire, as our resident Peep expert, could you please elaborate on these Easter Peeps?
Oh, I don't eat a lot of Peeps, but I love Peeps. And I love Peeps for 2 reasons. One, and I'm very sad, I don't think it's happening anymore, but in Lake Worth, there used to be the Peep Show. Every Easter prior, they had the Peep Show. And you could make, if you wanted to enter the Peep Show, a diorama using Peeps. Nightmare on Peep Street, Peeps at the beach, Peeps Ferris wheel. It was just amazing how people could be so creative with Peeps. And the first time I went was several years ago now, because I don't even count the pandemic. Those 2 years don't even count anymore. Several years ago. And before we went, my girlfriend and I called up and said, how long does the show run? I knew it started on like April 1st or 2nd, but how long does it run? And the lady said, until the ants come. The second wonderful thing to do with Peeps, and I really actually, this is quite fun, although some people are traumatized. There's nothing like toasting a Peep because the sugar on the outside browns. But I did have a son-in-law who was traumatized because he couldn't stand us watching us eating those little rabbits and those little bunnies. But he's no longer with us, so we can just eat Peeps to our little heart's content. Madam Table Topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster Scrimshire. Okay. In Spain, one of the typical dishes are called rosquillas de Semana Santa, translated as Easter donuts. Toastmaster Jose, have you started your kitchen activities in preparation for Sunday?
Mrs. Topic Masters, yes, I have. You know, Spain is a weird, strange country. We are divided into 17 regions, and each region does its own thing, kind of. So now we're living in the Comunidad Valenciana. That's the whole area of Valencia, Alicante, etc. Well, guess what, my fellow Toastmasters? Here, they're not called rosquillas de Semana Santa. They're called mona de Pascua. And I just happen to have one right here to show you. It is a chocolate-based, some sort of pastry. I haven't tried it yet because you're supposed to have them today or tomorrow. It does have an egg in the middle, so it kind of follows that tradition. But a gentleman that lives here told me that what they do here is they get this stuff. They also get like a very thin salami. They go to the fields, they get a blanket on the floor, and they eat mona con salchichas. Go figure. Can't they just do Easter eggs? Back to you, Mrs. Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ferrer. Okay. Let's see. In Finland, they have confused Easter with Halloween. So they have the Witches of Easterwick, where children dress up as witches and look for treats. Toastmaster Randolph Bastine, what do you think of that tradition for Easter?
Thank you, Madam Topic Master. Easter, witch hats. What do I think? That's very different from what I grew up on. Sounds like a mixture of Halloween and Easter, having a baby. And as far as the definition of what Easter is from what I grew up, it's something I'm actually interested in, and to look into, like to see why they would even call it Easter, because as far as the eggs and the bunnies, which is so beautiful and and fun with the kids. I grew up Christian, so that being said, the holistic meaning of Easter for us is the resurrection of Christ. So it's interesting to hear about the witch hats, how they threw that in there. That's something I'm going to go look up. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. Okay. In Italy, one of the typical meals is risotto, pasta, and lamb. And then colomba di Pasqua, stuffed with candied fruit, accompanied by coffee with grappa or amaro to help digestion. Toastmaster Paolo Barone, tell us, how are your preparations going for this succulent Easter meal?
How our preparation is going? Let me show you how it's going. You see that table right there? We got eggs, the colomba. Let me get colomba. Prendimi una colomba, Sara, la colomba di là. Quella lì nel mezzo, la colomba. Questa, sì, quella lì, brava, sì. We have a colomba. Yes, you're right. That's one of the typical sweet things, the colomba right here. Sara, bring the colomba so I can show our friends. This is the colomba, because it has this shape, you see, it says right here. Colomba classica, traditional colomba. It's really good. And it's shaped like a colomba. I don't know how it's in English, colomba. It's like the bird, the colomba. And then beside this one, and the eggs, we have, you have this one also. This is really good. It's really good. Oh, this is cuor di cioccolato. Cuor di cioccolato. It says chocolate heart. Cuor di cioccolato. Oh my God, that's so good. And then we have, which you don't have today, we're gonna get it tomorrow, which is very typical from the south of Italy. Is a sheep. It's the shape of a sheep, the animal, the sheep, l'agnello, made of marzapane. Is what is marzapane? Ground almonds, sugar, raisins. Oh, so good. We're having one custom made for us, a big one. They're gonna bring it tomorrow, and we're gonna open it on Easter Day. And then, of course, we got the eggs. I mean, the fresh one, right from couple of miles from here. I have a cousin who has a lot of hens there. He brings us every week the fresh hens. I see the red light. I'll tell you more on X episodes from the Barone's house. All right, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Barone. Okay, let's see. In a little town in France called Roux, they make the biggest Easter omelet in the world. They use 4,500 eggs and serve over 1,000 people for Easter Monday. Toastmaster guest Val, how would you like to be involved in that project?
An omelet at what size? Can you imagine breaking that many eggs, mixing that many eggs? And I don't know what else is in it. Are there onions? Are there peppers? Is there cheese? Oh, that's a monumental task. But I guess the symbolism, if I'm thinking of eggs as a symbol of new birth, then that is the ultimate symbolism. But being involved in that, coordinating, cleaning up after that. I would love the experience. I would love to see that many people coming together, because I know it's a lot of people coming together to make an omelet of that size. I would love to see the experience, because I'd assume that since it's an omelet is served early in the morning, perhaps at sunrise. So I'm envisioning a sunrise omelet with thousands of eggs and hopefully hundreds of people to help clean up after we finish this monumental occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Val, or guest Val. Okay, let's see. Here's an odd one. Did you know that for Easter in Papua New Guinea, they decorate Easter trees, so-called Easter trees, in front of churches with sticks of tobacco and cigarettes? Obviously, they haven't heard about the Surgeon General. Toastmaster Kip Barkley, how do you feel about that tradition?
Wow. I'm not a tobacco kind of guy, but okay, tobacco was a magical thing in small doses when it didn't kill you likely, you just get a little zonked and celebrate peace or whatever. I think it's an Irish thing to put tobacco on trees with ribbons, or maybe it's just the ribbons they put on the trees whenever they feel like it, whenever anybody says Bridget or Saint Bridget, and then they all dive to their knees and genuflex. It's a wonderful experience. Yes, tobacco is a ceremonial thing and not just a corporate cash cow producing cancer and mayhem, but in small doses when one can fuss with it and not destroy one's body. Surgeon generals can ruin a perfectly good party. Gosh, and now we just complain about masks. All these people wanted to do was keep us alive. Yes, put a little tobacco on a tree and say, Happy Easter. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Kip Barkley. And our last one today will be the tradition in Hungary, where girls dress up in folkloric costumes for Easter Sunday and then go out and have buckets of water chucked over them. Toastmaster Carmine Tuzo, does that sound like a fun Easter Sunday activity to you?
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. Everything in all traditions is a boondoggle. So Christmas is a boondoggle. Easter is a boondoggle. Dressing up little girls like bunnies. I was at the mall the other day, and all these little girls were running around with bunny costumes, Cinderella costumes, and their parents were so excited about chasing them all around the mall. It's like, what's going on here? And the kids were always trying to run away from the parents or the grandparents. It didn't matter how old they were. We impose a lot of boondoggles on each other and thinking, oh, this is wonderful. As you all know, I'm not all here all the time because I'm someplace floating around in the universe. But that's okay because I have a lot of company with the rest of the boondogglers. So one of the things I appreciated hearing about my paisan over there in Italy is how Easter is a community family affair. And the community is about sharing the common unity. And what's the common unity? Is a resurrection of a new life of love, joy, and delight. You know, and so as I heard stories about eggs now, I'm thinking about when you crack an egg, it looks like an eye or it looks like a sunrise. So there's a great song now. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Hallelujah. I'm happy again. It's a new dawn and it's a new day. Not on Easter, but every day. Maybe it's a boondoggle and maybe it's not. I love you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tuzo. Mr. Timer, how did our participants do?
They all kept it together. I'm so proud of them. They really did quite well. Let's see. Pamela, 1 minute, 32 seconds. Jose, 1 minute, 15 seconds. Randolph, 1 minute, 18. Paulo, 2 minutes, 17. Val, 1 minute, 24. Kip, 103. Carmine, 206. Everyone qualified.
Okay, please vote for your favorite table topic speaker. And back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam Table Topic Master, for that whirlwind tour of Easter traditions that was just absolutely fascinating. I don't think I'm going to do anything quite like that at my house, but maybe I have time to shift gears. Who knows? Tobacco in the trees. Okay, Mr. Timer, may we have a 3-minute break so our general evaluator can organize the evaluations, and I believe both of our speakers have 5 to 7 minute speeches.
Excellent. The clock is running. 3 minutes. Grab that coffee.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So Tom, you'll be speaking first, right? 5 to 7 minutes. And Pam will be evaluating.
That's
Yes.
my understanding.
Yes, and
Okay.
I
Be
pulled
gentle,
up the
Pam. Be
online.
gentle. Be gentle.
what's-
Be gentle, Pam.
Okay, and you're doing vocal variety, right?
Yes, I am. That's part of
Okay.
that first step in that particular path. It's my fourth path.
Good. Okay, I pulled up the on.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
I think she pulled it up online. And speaker 2, Alita Richmond. All right. And evaluating you will be Randolph Bastine. Randolph, you good to go on that?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Alita, you good to go? 5 to 7?
Yep, sure.
Okay.
But I'm going to take my last minute and a half, though. Hold on.
Okay, go take it. And of course, if someone needs to share screen or if you need something, now's the time to ask. So see you all back in a minute.
What's happening with your AOL?
Well, let's see. Free Toast Host improved its security, so it is throwing me out as an upgrade. And And it also sends to Gmail, but I don't look at that. And but if you do not send the message through Free Toast Toast, then it still works.
Okay,
And
so
maybe they'll clear it up. I'm emailing saying I'm a good guy, stop blocking me. And they said we got this new great thing, and I said it ain't great.
so then the point is not to reply to your emails, to go to your Gmail to send you a message.
Well, I don't look at that. If you reply to AOL outside of Free Toast Toast, I'll get it.
Okay.
And but you want to do the reply so everybody else knows you've grabbed the job, so we don't have 3 Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Yeah. Someday I'll fix that. 3 minutes are up.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Barkley. I'm calling the meeting back to order. Let's see your beautiful and handsome faces. And Mr. Timer, may we have the timing requirements for our speeches today?
We have 2 5 to 7 minute speeches today. Hot dig. So that means at 5 minutes, I show the green, at 6, the yellow, and at 7, the red. There's a deviation of 30 seconds at the beginning of the end, make it to 4:30 and stop before 7:30, and you have scored. Let the games begin.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Barkley. Our first speaker, Tom Quinn, is speaking from the importance, he will learn, the purpose of his speech is to learn the importance of vocal variety and body language. The primary focus of the evaluation of his speech is the vocal variety in body language and gestures. The name of Toastmaster Quinn's speech today is it you or is it me? Please welcome Toastmaster Tom Quinn.
Fellow Toastmasters, this is a step on the path using vocal variety and gestures. And it is designed for me to utilize that as an additional talent or additional tool as I talk. I have a dog and I have a cat. My dog is a very friendly dog and likes everyone, other dogs, other people. My cat, not so much. My cat is a very insulated, very narrow-minded, very confined, untrusting animal. It took him 3 years to decide that it would be okay to come into my house. So he is very tribalistic. And I'm going to talk about tribalism. Oh no, tribalism? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give you examples of tribalism in sports, tribalism in an assassination, tribalism in betrayals, tribalism in political context, and tribalism in religious context. And the question is it you or is it me? Tribalism is defined as living in a tribe. My dog lives in a tribe. My cat lives in a tribe. You live in a tribe, and so do I. But tribalism is being overly loyal to one's own group. I don't know if any of you are sports fans. I am a little bit, and I'm going to bring you to Alabama playing a team called Auburn. Anyone that knows the Southeast Conference knows the difficulties between those two Alabama schools. It's hostile. It's life and death. And several years ago, Auburn always celebrated a win over Alabama by taking toilet paper and putting it on a series of trees across an old store and they were called Toomer's trees. And an Alabama fan came over and poisoned the trees. Crazy. John Wilkes Booth was loyal to his Southern feelings, his Southern roots, and assassinated one of the finest men we've ever had as a president. Benedict Arnold, well known in the freedom of this country from the shackles imposed by the British government. And then he betrayed this group. Two people that is going to just be incendiary to say, and I don't have to really go in depth about it. Donald J. Trump. Does that bring up any kind of tribalistic feelings or pro or con in you? How about Hunter Biden? Does that bring up any stirrings of anger, trust, or distrust, or disbelief, or how did that happen? Religious tribalism. Most of us can remember the poisoning in Jamestown. Unspeakable. And a whole group would go through that. And historically, and in the context of our Easter season, I can bring you back to Herod's assassination attempt to find the baby Jesus when he sent out troops to kill the young. All of these are forms of tribalism. Bigoted, prejudicial, but is it part of the wiring of my cat? Or is it part of the generosity of my dog? Is it something that we have that we need to take a look at, should take a look at? Hard to say, you're a bigot. What does that mean? Define what makes you say that I am a bigot, that I'm prejudicial. Words like that are like the hot ingots that are thrown to an iron worker as he taps them into a steel girder to create a construction of a building. They have to be used. We have to look at bias, prejudice, tribalism, define what it is, and determine if it's acceptable. Or is it a fleeting thing that goes through life as we mature and as we grow? And that's what's important, and that's what my purpose of my talk is. Is it you or is it me? Or is it just a boondoggle? Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Quinn, for your enlightening take on tribalism. Please take a moment to send a comment, encouragement, suggestion to Toastmaster Quinn in the chat button, in the chat feature. And next we have Toastmaster Alita Richmond, who is on the presentation mastery pathway. Her project is connecting with your audience, and her title, Blame It on COVID. Please welcome Toastmaster Alita Richmond.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Will the impact of COVID-19 ever end? This pandemic has had our world and cost millions their lives. It has crippled economies, disrupted educational systems, and taken away livelihoods. We have been individuals, workplaces, governments, and Toastmasters have learned to rely on digital and virtual transformations. For millions of office-based work, the technological methods adopted during the pandemic But what concerns me is everyone is acting so weird. Now, please, let's not even continue that contentious conversation of the Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle at the Oscars. The fact is, people have been behaving badly all quite some time. During the pandemic, disorderly, rude, and unhinged seems to have caught on as much as bread baking, home gardening, and binge watching TV shows. Bad behavior from carelessness to physical violence has increased. We see it on the nightly news. Have you seen some of those televised school board meetings, hissy fits? Oh, and we see it all around us. Road rage. Americans are driving more recklessly and crashing their cars, which, by the way, have soared in price to all-time highs. Speaking of flying, according to the FAA, early 2021 saw the highest ever number of unruly passenger incidents. Healthcare workers say patients are more violent. Schools also report an uptick of behavior. Murder rates have risen. Car thefts and carjackings have surged, probably because those cars are so valuable now. What on earth is happening? How did we go from applauding our healthcare workers to threatening to kill them? One likely explanation for the spike in bad behavior is the frustration and stress throughout society. We're all stressed out. And many of us are teetering slightly closer to our breaking point as we become more and more short-tempered. People are encountering more disappointments, like staffing shortages, mask mandates, and other boondoggles. It sometimes appears that Americans just don't like each other very much right now. Rudeness can be contagious. At work, people spread their negative emotions to their colleagues, their bosses, and their clients. People pick up disrespect from social media and pass it on. Maybe by speaking a little more curtly to the fast food cashier. What used to be an activity for fun and to relax has turned into addiction for a lot of people who coped with the pandemic by drinking and doing drugs. After all, they were sequestered in their own homes. What harm could it be? To make matters worse, alcohol and substance abuse treatments were severely interrupted by COVID. Americans are buying more guns, and some use that statistic to explain the escalation in murder rates. However, as a law-abiding supporter of our Second Amendment right, I argue that there is more to this discussion than meets the eye. I am compelled to point out that owning a gun doesn't make it more likely that you'll kill someone. It just makes it more likely that you'll be successful if you try. We are social beings, and isolation is affecting us. The lockdown from the pandemic reduced ties between people, Kids stop going to school. Adults stop going to work. Church members stop going to church. People stop gathering in general. And all of this isolation has changed the way we behave. We have been happier people in this group because we're able to meet at the peak of the week every Thursday morning. What a great way to start the day. Social control theory suggests that the strength and durability of an individual's bonds to conventional society inhibit social deviance. In other words, we are moral beings. Stop being civil and moral also. Even though mask wearing has been a tool for reducing the spread of the coronavirus, it has likely made this behavior problem worse because just as it's easier to scream at someone on Facebook and Twitter than in real life, it's easier to rant and rage at a masked cashier than a person whose face you can fully see. There seems to be a generalized sense that the rules simply don't matter anymore. We can't blame this unacceptable conduct on mental illness. People with severe mental illness are only a tiny percentage of the population, so they couldn't possibly be responsible for the huge rise in misbehavior. Many disruptive incidents last year related, which suggests that they have more to do with politics than paranoia. Fortunately, the masks are coming off. People are resuming normal gatherings and kids are returning to school. Hopefully, the rules that kept America running smoothly are settling back into place. But will we ever return to normal? Some of the economic issues caused by the pandemic will likely be with us for a long time. Let's face it, money is scarce. Gas is high. The next to go is the food supply. Whoa, pretty scary stuff. Madam Toaster.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Richmond, on your impassioned description of life in COVID. Mr. Timer, may we have the timing results?
Yes, timing. Well, Mr. Quinn kept the lid on it at 6 minutes and 9 seconds, in spite of starting off with a long list of things he was going to talk about. However, Alita was quite impassioned for 8 minutes and 26 seconds, meaning doesn't qualify this time for any lava rocks or anything we might be offering. So that's the way it is. Thank you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Barkley. And please take a moment to send the speakers your comments, suggestions, appreciation. Any input is always welcome. When we met in person, we had little strips of paper and I kept them all. Just to remind myself. Okay, so now it's time for evaluations, and to lead us is Toastmaster Scott May.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. So at Toastmasters, our goal is to practice and improve our speaking, and one way to do that is to receive constructive evaluations. It helps us get better. So, Mr. Timer, could we have the timing requirements for the evaluations?
Yes, indeedy. Evaluations are 2 to 3 minutes with a 30-second deviation at the beginning and the end. At 2 minutes, you see green, 2.5 yellow, 3 minutes red, and I'll go flash around if you go way over. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. So first, evaluating speaker Tom Quinn will be Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And thank you, Toastmaster Quinn. And after hearing Toastmaster Richmond's speech, I know the answer to your question. It's you. It's not me. That's our problem. So that's done. So one of the things we do here at Toastmasters is that we're worried about the process, not the content. And the process today was you were supposed to work on vocal variety and body gestures, body language, which is tough on Zoom and even tougher because you're using a cell phone. And I thought you did an excellent job. Because you had your hands in the screen, but they weren't like up here. But we knew what was happening off screen. So if you went like this, we didn't have to see your whole hand. We knew you were, when you said 3, we knew you did an excellent job of that. They weren't distracting. They enhanced your speech. So I really think you have body language down pat on that. It's tough. It's tough. And I know we're supposed to be standing up, but it's tough. Vocal variety, you have exquisite vocal variety. You're not bombastic like some other people, but you're not probably as flat as some people like me that tend to be, it's like that perfect in between. So as far as vocal variety and body language, if we had the old paper evaluations, it'd be 5 all the way down. So it gives me a chance to work on content. And it's not the specific content, it's you have 5 to 7 minutes. That's a tough amount. Too much, too little. Some people need more. It's not a table topic. And when you listed that you were going to talk about 5 aspects of tribalism or 5 examples of tribalism, I had a little panic attack. Oh, wait, here you can see my heart going like that. Knock it down to 3. And then give us a little bit more about your thoughts or more end. I liked that you came back to the cat. Believe me, cats are not tribal, they're evil. I have cats, I love cats, but they're not tribal. Dogs are. I think you're going to do this speech again. If so, cut down some of the examples and more at the end. Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you, Pam Scrimshire. So evaluating speaker number 2, Alita Richmond, will be Toastmaster Randolph Bastine.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And also thank you, Toastmaster Alita Richmond. I must say that some things I believe that people are just born with. Not sure you can learn. Your personality is like fireworks. It's in your vocal variety and body language, the expressions you make, they're just, yes, you can learn some of that stuff, but you have a personality that just demands your space, which I think that's something that certain people are just born with, which sets you up to be a great leader. So that being said, your speech, for me, I think this was a different speech for you than your usual speeches. And whenever you're speaking, it's like especially because, like I say, your personality, I'm glued to the screen because I could try to look away, but then I hear your voice and I'm just back to it. And this type of, it makes you think, was almost like I was watching the news this morning, because like this is a different speech for you, making us aware of the things that's going on. And you're doing, like, other things, trying to get ready for, like that's how it is in my house, trying to get ready for work and everything. But then I'm peeping in, and when a certain voice come on, I can't take my eyes off the TV and just only listen. You have that personality. As far as I can't really critique there were some spaces which I can't really critique because you are trying, and you changed your internet. The only thing I could say is condense the speech to make sure you make the time. And I did want to hear you. Also, a great way to end it with the peak of the week, even though there were some warnings about what's going on, but the peak of the week, it brought it back up. How I guess the feeling, and also the mask. That is a tough thing. Like, I even found myself, I find myself in the grocery store, like when the mask is on, I don't notice people as much. I'm not speaking to people as I'm passing by them. It is a difference. And you said something about morale and being civil, but you paused. I would love to know exactly what you said, because it sounded interesting. So maybe at the end you can let us know. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine, for the evaluation. So important to give feedback so that each of us can continue to grow and improve in our speaking. Okay, Mr. Timer, would you share the timing report?
Yes, everybody qualified. Pam came in 2 minutes, 32 seconds. Randolph, 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Vote, vote, vote.
Yes, please vote for your favorite evaluator. Okay, and as that voting completes, I will call on the Grammarians Report. Would the grammarian please raise his hand? Oh, that's me. Okay. There were many examples of outstanding language. So put your seatbelt on. This is going to take a moment. Every Easter, the peep show, and it runs until the ants come. Pam Scrimshire. Can't they just do Easter eggs? Toastmaster Jose Ferrar. Mixture of Halloween and Easter having a baby. Toastmaster Randolph Bastine. Oh, I'm going to try this. Cor du chocolato, chocolate hearts. Hal Barone. If eggs are a symbol of new birth, this omelet is the ultimate symbolism. Val. Surgeon generals can ruin a perfectly good party. Toastmaster Kip Barkley. And then in our speeches, Tom Quinn, toilet paper and trees, tribalism, like hot ingots thrown to an ironworker. And in Alita Richmond's speech, virtual and digital transformations, everyone is acting so weird. Hissy fits, social deviance, it's easier to rant and rave. And then in the evaluations, I'm glued to the screen, Toastmaster Randolph Bastine, and it's you, it's not me, that's done, Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire. And she also shared, I had a panic attack. Cats are not tribal, they're evil. The word of the day was used by everybody in the self-introductions and was also used later by Tom Quinn. The best grammar trophy to look at but not hold goes to Toastmaster Pam Scrimshire, because cats can be evil, but I'm a cat person too. Okay, I'll call on the counter for the counters report. With the counter, raise your hand. Oh, sorry, that's me. Okay, Toastmaster Alita Richmond, 1 Toastmaster Randolph Bastine, several ums and ahs, a few likes, you knows, and double clutches. Marie Rock, 1 double clutch. Anna Ilson, 1 okay. Toastmaster Jose Ferrar, 1 ah. And that concludes the counter report. Okay, so now evaluate the entire meeting. Thanks for bearing with me. First time doing General Evaluator in about 6 years. So we started on time. Thank you, Toastmaster Bastine. Oh, and our presiding officer, so animated, so energetic. Thank you to Toastmaster Paolo Barone. And the invocation was very inspiring with several quotes to help keep us moving forward. Thank you for that. Table topics, Toastmaster Ilson, so timely with Easter right around the corner. Even though I'm sure not everyone celebrates Easter, it's still known by everybody. And bringing in traditions from around the world, how fun. Things shared like Peeps, Halloween and Easter, pouring water on folklore-dressed Hungarians, tobacco in trees. Oh my gosh, let's go. Very well done. The quality of the speeches, excellent. They were very serious today. I loved both speeches, would not recommend them for the humorous speech contests though, but that's okay. Tribalism and its impact, COVID with society's challenges and behavior, clearly a lot of effort put into planning and delivering these speeches. Quality evaluations were excellent, sharing things the speaker did well, giving suggestions that the speaker could do even better. Thank you both for those. Our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rock, so light, such a wonderful smile, fresh and positive, helps keep the meeting moving along. Thank you. And on general conduct for the meeting, I had 2 things to share. One is I don't have control of the mute button, but whoever does, when a speaker is speaking and someone else is unmuted and there's background noise, consider putting them on mute as a favor to the speaker, so that and the listener, so that they're hardly, the effort they put into crafting their words can be heard by everybody. And the other is to continue to sign up. So as of last night, I'd had 2 roles and I saw there were still 4 open. I thought we were going to have 3 people here today. So I took on 4 roles thinking, and then I come in and there's 13 people. I'm going, wow. Anyway, wonderful meeting. Grateful to be with you all and returning control back to the Toastmaster. And sorry, not back, just returning control to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott May. And thank you for that mindfulness Zen presence that you bring to our meeting. Taking on 4 roles without a glitch. I truly appreciate it. And that's one of the things I'd like to point out to our guest, is that it's not only about speaking, it's about leadership. And taking on the various roles helps us in our leadership development. Okay, now the moment you've been waiting for. We have some awards to distribute, starting with Best Table Topics. None other than our president, Toastmaster Paolo Barone. Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Randolph Bastine.
Yay, yay.
And Best Speaker, Toastmaster Tom Quinn. Thank you all for an interesting, inspirational meeting. And at this time, I will return control of the meeting to our president, Toastmaster Paolo Barone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rock. Excellent job as usual as a Toastmaster of the day. Absolutely. And thank you all for making this meeting today amazing. We learn a lot. We have fun. 1 hour, 90 minutes. They fly like nothing. It's amazing because we have fun. We love it. We learn a lot. Beautifully done. All right. Let's see. Yes, I would like to hear from our distinguished guest, Val. Did you enjoy the meeting today?
Yes, I did. I am learning so much. Thank you.
All right. You see, I took you to Italy without leaving the States. This is the magic of Earlybird Toastmaster.
Yes, it is.
All right, and we have another distinguished guest here. Hey, Sophia. Here. All right. Want to say hi?
Good morning, and I'm so happy it's almost Easter and happy Easter.
Buongiorno!
Thank you. And of course, our hostess here, Marilena De Matteis.
Good morning.
Buongiorno!
What a great meeting. It's always a great pleasure to listen to your meeting. Thank you very much. Great speeches, so much to learn from, great table topics. Thank you. I look forward to listen to your next meeting. Thank you all, and have a great Easter. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Marilena. Thank you for keeping a little bit of lasagna for me while I was doing the meeting. All right. Oh, I couldn't remember how is in English colomba, and then my daughter just remind me is dove. So the colomba is dove. So this is the typical sweet thing for us Easter. La colomba, the dove, chocolate dove. All right. Perfect. Any members announcement, distinguished Toastmaster Barkley, anything that you would like us to know?
The division conference is coming up end of April. There'll be contests and grand poobahs, parading, and all kinds of wonderful things. So check it out. It's free. It's on Zoom. Go for it.
All right. Thank you. Yes, don't forget the conference, especially what day is on the 29th, on Friday, the humor speech contest. Remember the gondola.
Hey.
The gondola. On my gondola, only early birds Toastmasters are allowed. Nothing else. Everybody else outside of the canal. On my gondola, only early birds Toastmasters. Right? Okay. So reserve your seat. You can fit all on my gondola. And let's see. Let's try to fill some roles for next week.
Yes. The program is wide open next week. Let's fill it up so Paulo doesn't come in and just throws it over his shoulder and says, "Okay, who's doing what?"
Pam will speak. Pam will speak.
Pam is speaking. Good.
And Carmine will speak.
Okay.
Yep, I'll speak. This is Jose.
Okay.
3 speakers.
Randolph will be joke master.
Randolph is joke master.
Anna will do the invocation and the accounting and recap.
All right.
I'll also do another eval.
Okay. Those really help you grow in your own speaking because you're listening so much closer to someone else and saying, "Oh yeah, me too."
I'll evaluate. Yep, Tom will evaluate.
Okay.
I'll evaluate as well.
Okay. God, we need table topics and Toastmaster.
Kep, I'll do table topics.
Great.
Marie, yes.
General evaluator, Toastmaster. I expect to be in a motel room on the Washington Beltway, but I'll be up and Zooming. That's what I expect will happen, but that's shaky, so we will see. I could be Toastmaster, though, and see what happens. That leaves us general evaluator, timer, and grammarian.
I'll be grammarian, Alita.
Okay.
I request the evaluator for me be Scott May.
Carmine and Scott, I will line it up that way. And so my AOL is having an issue with Free Toast Host. If you sign up online, that is great. If you reply to the thing, I might not see it. If you email AOL and me directly, I'll see it. It goes to my Gmail, which I don't look at. Maybe I'll look at it after breakfast and see what you all were telling me. And maybe the Free Toast Host improved their security. I'm so glad.
Next week, Anna, are you still up for doing polls?
Yes, I will do that.
Yeah, ghouls are still missing in action.
Where are they? On the road?
Maldives.
Maldives.
Actually, they may be back by then. They may be back by then, but they may not be up and stuff. If they come, I still think I'm going to encourage Anna to do the polls because we need to share the knowledge. And it's not hard.
No.
Okay.
Can't do the table topics till the last minute. That's the tough part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Goulds are probably on a diving trip.
Of course. Yeah, their equipment finally showed up, which helped the diving considerably.
Wow.
Good. All right, we have a program. I'll be sending out emails and hey, just text me. Go read your Gmail, Kip.
Thanks, Kip.
Great.
I want to respond to Randolph. I think the area where you were asking about is that when I was getting my conflict resolution master's degree, one of the things that we talked about was social control theory, and that suggests that it's your relationship with a solid conventional, not the fringe, but the solid conventional society that helps to keep people from becoming deviants and acting badly. I think that's probably the area that you were talking about. And one of the quotes from one of the teachers, not teachers, but one of the writers was, "We are moral beings to the extent that we are social beings." So getting together is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I hope that was the area that you were looking at.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, you had paused on it, and yes, thank you. That is awesome. We are moral beings. Yes.
We are moral, ethical beings when you awaken. If you don't awaken, then you're selfish and self-centered.
You're sleeping.
Have a great one.
Okay. See you next week. Bye,
I suggest
everybody.
stop
Bye.
Arrivederci.